Did you know that Norse mythology inspired many elements in Hellblade Senua's sacrifice? Mythology itself is pretty fascinating, and the way that it's incorporated into the game is fantastic. There's a lot to explore, and that's what we're going to do today. Hello there, you wonderful human. I'm Little One You Are, and today we're going to look into and explore the mythology behind Hellblade Senua's sacrifice. The main elements that stick out that were heavily influenced by mythology are the bosses and the areas in the game. As far as the bosses go, there are 4 different ones. There's 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗦, 𝗔𝗕𝗢𝗦, 𝗥𝗘𝗦, or Fenrir, or the Beast. He's referred to different names and different things. I can't figure it out. And then there's Hela. Let's take a look at 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗦 first. Okay, now some of you might be saying, wait, hold on. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗦 is from Danish mythology, not Norse. However, Norse mythology wasn't the only mythology that influenced some elements in the game. Now, according to Danish folklore, a 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗦, which is Danish for Raven of the Slain, is a supernatural raven. The ravens appear in traditional Danish folk songs and are described as originating from ravens who would consume the bodies of the dead on the battlefield. It was said that when a king or chieftain was killed in battle and not found and buried, ravens would come and eat him. Oof. These ravens then became 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗦. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗡? One of those. There are other accounts that describe 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗡s as monstrous creatures that are half wolf and half raven. In the game, while you're going through 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗡's area, you hear stories about 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗡 through 𝗔𝗕𝗢, who is Senua's kind of companion.
𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗡's power of illusion comes from ravens. Align the ravens to break his magic seal.
If you're interested in hearing more about the actual story of the game and an explanation of it, check out my video over here. And next up, we have 𝗔𝗕𝗢𝗦. According to Norse mythology, 𝗔𝗕𝗢 is a Jotun. He's foretold as being a major figure in the events of Ragnarok. Carrying his bright sword, he'll go to battle with Freyr, and the flames afterwards will engulf the earth. Ooh. We end up learning more about him as Senua explores 𝗔𝗕𝗢𝗏's domain, and 𝗔𝗕𝗢 tells us stories. And then we've got 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗏, or Fenrir, or the Beast. It's interesting because in the game, 𝗔𝗕𝗢 refers to him as 𝗥𝗘𝗦, but if you look up the achievement for beating him, he's referred to as Fenrir, and then he's also called the Beast. So I don't really know what is right. There's also been some discussions I found on the internet about it too, so I'm not alone, right? Let me know down in the comments. Let's just go ahead and stick with 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗏. 𝗥𝗘𝗦 is also from Norse mythology and is described as a wolf or dog that is associated with both Hell and Ragnarok. He also happens to be the blood-stained guardian of the gate to Hell or Helheim. Unfortunately, there isn't a whole ton of information about 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗏, but there are references saying that Fenrir might be another name that 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗏 uses. It's said that at Ragnarok, Fenrir will break free from his chains and basically devour anyone and anything in his path. Along those same lines, there's a Norse poem that mentions that 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗏 will break free from his chains at Ragnarok, which seems to indicate there's some kind of connection between the two. In the game, once Senua makes her way to Helheim, she gets her first glimpse of the Beast, and 𝗔𝗕𝗢 explains in more detail. In the game, it seems like the Beast is kind of a morphing between Fenrir and 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗢𝗏. And then of course we have Hela, or Hel. She's a legendary being in Norse mythology who resides over the realm of the same name, Hel or Helheim, which is the underworld. Her name has the meaning of hidden, which kind of goes with the underworld being hidden from normal human eyes. She is the daughter of Loki and has been described as being greedy, harsh, and cruel. During the game, we end up learning more about Hela through 𝗔𝗕𝗢𝗏, through stories, and eventually get to her at the end. There's even an extra cutscene that you can unlock at the end of the game, and if you haven't already seen that, be sure to check it out over here. There is also mention of Sigmund, who is a mythological hero in Norse mythology, who we hear about through 𝗔𝗕𝗢𝗏 when Senua has to go through the trials of Odin in order to get the sword Grammar, I don't know. They're hard, okay? Now, of course, one of the biggest areas in the game that was influenced by mythology was Hell or Helheim. It's the Norse version of the underworld, and it's where many of the dead reside. It was believed that those who died of old age or disease, or those that did not die while in battle, were the ones that went to Hell, whereas the people who died in battle were the ones that went to Valhalla. In the game, Druth mentions that Senua isn't able to cross into Helheim since she is living, and she ends up having to take a different path to get there. I mean, that's why Senua wanted to go and rescue Dillion's soul from hell. It's really, really bad there. Ooh. Mythologies are fascinating, and it's awesome to see them incorporated in video games in different and unique ways. Now you should go check out my video over here talking about why Hellblade is such an important game in the gaming industry. Hope that you're treating yourself well, and we'll see you next time.